Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Dinka Chavos V6. What is it, a Karen? I don't know. They actually fixed that. It's clearly a Dinka. You can see the Dinka logo right there on the car. But the in-game website, San Andreas Super Autos, on the day it launched, called it the Karen. So, yeah, who knows if they fixed it or not. But I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. Our Agents of Sabotage season continues for Wood Off-Road. We still have, there's 2 more vehicles to be released. We still have 2 more in addition to test to that, plus a drift car. We'll probably do the Chevrolet, just because it's the Chevrolet. If we're going to put a drift tune on anything, it's got to be the Chevrolet, right? Yeah, I think that's what we'll have to do. So yeah, we still have a few weeks of World Off-Road remaining for this season. Plus, I might have something special World Off-Road coming up. If you have seen my social club page, you may have seen on January 12th, I published a new job. Gonna try to get the community together. I'd like to get about 6 to 10 people to join together for a special World Off-Road race. Of course, for this season, we still have World Off-Road at the races coming as well, where we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest from a DLC, and we race them up and down the mountain. It's a lot of fun. But the Chavos V6 is what we're focused on at the moment. By the way, in the top left-hand corner, Commander Hobo, as usual, he was the only one to join me today. Yeah, the Chavos V6, when this car dropped on release day, okay, so for starters, you know, it was 4 a.m. for me, and I had gotten like 3 hours of sleep. So I'm never really the most alert when I get up to check out a DLC in GTA. But when I got this car, I don't know, I upgraded it, I drove it for a little bit, and I thought, you know, this doesn't really feel all that spectacular. It's fine, it's grippy, but it just doesn't feel all that great. And then a few days later, Bruffy's lap time and top speed testing came out. This thing is the #1 around his test lap, or test track. And I was just like blown away by that, because it just didn't give me the impression. And I've since realized it's just because there's no drama with this car. It's just a really good all-rounder. It has grip, so with its power down, it goes around a corner really well. That grip really helps it here on the mountain. I don't know if you've noticed or not, because I've been running out the whole time, but you don't hear a whole lot of wheel spin coming from this. It can just put its power down. I think that really comes down to the really wide wheels the thing has. I don't know if that's really a thing in GTA. Look at this. We are up pretty much drama-free. 2 minutes, 39 seconds. So, will it off-road? Yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, it was just effortless. Both vehicles today, in fact, were just completely effortless drives. By the way, I think they're from the rear. Can I look them all, though? Anyways, just super simple cars, and well, car and truck, to get up and down the mountain. Just absolutely astounding. Really enjoyed them both. But talking about the Chavos for the numbers, that 239... is good for 74th out of 459 vehicles that we have tested as of this video. It is 0.4 of a second slower than the Ubermacht Sentinel wide body, and it is tied with the Bravado Vainglorious, which I call the Valalala. In terms of sedans, we have tested 30 of those, and this is second. What's interesting is, like, the top 6 in lap times, according to Bruffy, are all less than a second apart. Like, even, I think, less than half a second apart from the top 6. But this definitely is separated a bit from one of those top 6, and that is the Reinhardt. This is 13.45 seconds slower than the Ubermacht Reinhardt. Of course, I believe the Reinhardt is all-wheel drive, and that helps. This is just rear-wheel drive, though with as much grip as it has, it's not really held back all that much. And then it is 0.033 seconds faster than the Declasse Impaler SC, and that's right, you do see rain beginning to fall. We don't run when there's rain for an ascent, but during the controlled descent, never damage ascent. It's fine. And I gotta say, this car got a lot more fun once it was a little bit wet out, because you could finally get the back end to step out reliably, and I mean that reliably. Like you could easily blip the throttle, give it a bit too much on the old steering wheel. Here I overdid it. I got a little overzealous, but going back up the mountain, which is cut from this video, I was able to steer this thing with the back wheels with the gas pedal, and it was a lot of fun, and it was predictable, and it stepped out in a very reliable way, which just made me smile all the way up the mountain. In terms of Agents of Sabotage, out of the 7 that we have tested as of this vehicle, it is 4th. It is 3.717 seconds slower than the Dinka Jester RR wide body, and 2.317 seconds faster than a Bravado Banshee. We're down 231 as Hobo, just nailed a tune loader, rat loader, something loader, I forget what that truck's called, and managed to fall off. And he gets to the top of the mountain to join me. I go off the side for the damage descent, and got a pretty decent launch, though. Got a little sideways trying to square it up. At least I managed to keep some speed. I don't know. Lost my rear bumper, but then just got stopped dead in my tracks by a tree. It's fine. It'll be okay. Yeah. But I did. I had a great deal of fun with this car going up and down the mountain, both in the dry and in the rain. It was fantastic. Of course, in the dry, just drama-free, but then going up in the rain, just getting that back end to be playful and lively, and just stepping out and getting to slide around going up the mountain, yet never having to worry that I was going to fall off the mountain. Like, not once did I think, I need to back out of this. I'm gonna go off the mountain. Nah, it was just easily controllable. My gosh, I have shed body parts, and they're just following me down the mountain. That's, I think, the furthest I've seen body parts follow me. Ooh, ow, did not get through that tunnel very well, did I? Not at all. Yeah, it's wet out and muddy out where we are, so it's always muddy right here, though. Even when it's dry in game, this bit down here is always muddy. Wanted to get over the wood pile, didn't get it lined up right. Oh well. Wait for the next one. It's incredible. We're down 132, almost 33 seconds. So let's take a look at the damage. Oh, actually, no, wait. We're gonna wait for Hobo to finish, because he not only clears the wood pile, but he goes flying. He just launched. Anyways, most of the lights are gone. Most of the windows are missing. Lightning. Very frightening. The bumpers, the right fender, and the right doors are gone. The trunk, the hood, and the left doors will not close. It has bent wheels, and there is some body damage. Not a significant amount, but it's there. There's a look at Hobo's support vehicle from the front, and then we'll take a look at it from the rear, and then that will bring us to our next vehicle, the Vapid Firebolt ASP. And my goodness, do I love this truck. I have always admired the F-150 Lightning, SVT Lightning, from, what was it, like the very late 90s into the early 2000s. I want to say it came out like 98 or 99. I could be wrong about that. And I think it ran through like about 2004. Always been a fan of them. The whole sport truck thing was always something I thought was really cool. Sadly today, they can't really exist. Trucks have just gotten too big and too heavy. In fact, one of the engineers on the Ford SVT Special Vehicles team was asked why there wasn't a Lightning version anymore, and why they did the Raptors and all that stuff. And he just flat out said trucks have just gotten too big. The center of gravity is too high, and they weigh too much for us to do a sport street truck. We can't lower them enough. We can't get the center of gravity down low enough. We can't do enough with the suspension. It can't be done. Not in a way that would, make them push them into a price that they wouldn't sell. So instead, they decided to go the other direction and make high-performance off-road vehicles. which, you know, is fine, but I do miss the trend of good sport truck. And you know what else I miss? Is having you in the Vainglorious Discord server. Man, I nailed that segue. That was a good one. Yes, you are missed. You're not there. Or you might be there. Some of you watching this. But some of you watching this aren't. And you should join because you watch Will It Off-Road. You're in here week after week after week. I know who you are. I see you. Yeah, you. So just join the Discord already and say hello. Let us wish you a happy birthday on your birthday. And occasionally show us a picture of your pet gerbil, or cat, or dog, or snake, or bird, or whatever. You know, just come hang out with us. We're a chill bunch. It's a community server of about 330 as of last check. Some days it's quiet, some days it's not. And it's just a great place to hang out with fellow gamers from all platforms who play all kinds of different games. And if you are playing the game we're playing for a community video such as World Off-Road, or from our community live streams, or anything, if you own the game and you're on the platform and you want to join, and you're a part of the Vainglorious Discord server, you can join and hang out and be in the video, and then be like, look, Mom, I'm on YouTube, which, you know, isn't really a big deal, because literally anyone can be on YouTube, but you can do that. Anyways, we're up 2 minutes, 27 seconds, so Will It Off-Road? Yeah. Yes, it will. And which is, you know, that's the only thing about this truck that I find odd is in the day these sport trucks they were lowered significantly. So, you know, your ground clearance was gone. And some of them had all-wheel drive, some of them were rear-wheel drive, but their all-wheel drive systems were for street performance. They weren't like a 4x4 system, you know, for an off-roader. And there is a difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. I'll let you Google that and figure that thing out. So I'm not going to explain it to you. I don't have enough time. But, you know, they just weren't vehicles you were going to take in any type of serious off-roading. You know, maybe a dirt trail that's fairly smooth. That's about it. And yet this thing did really well off-road. I mean, it's not the fastest thing ever. Out of the 459 vehicles we've tested, it's 21st. But technically 20th, because number one vehicle will forever and always be a stupid helicopter that I did as a joke. So, you know, if you take out the helicopter, this is 20th. It is a quarter of a second slower than the Grotti Furia and 0.93 seconds faster than an Ocelot Virtue. So sandwiched right in there between, I believe, two supercars. It's Furia, sports car, supercar. I don't know. In terms of off-road vehicles, we have tested 43, and this is 10th. I guess that's where the sport truck nature of it comes into play. Though, again, it was really effortless to get up the mountain. Having more trouble getting it back down because of the way it handles bumps than I ever had getting it up the mountain. But it is 0.317 seconds slower than the classic Yosemite 1500. But the odd thing is, it's 4.167 seconds faster than the Vapid trophy truck. Just let that sink in. I mean, granted, the trophy truck's more Baja oriented, but still far more off-road oriented than this is. And yet this did better. And in terms of Agents of Sabotage, out of the 7 vehicles we have tested, it is the number one, coming in at 2.6 seconds faster than the Canis Terminus Patrol. And it did really well. So in a little bit, in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, at the very end of our damage set, you're going to see something rather special. And first we're going to see Obo fail the jump. And I'm going to do an instant replay. It's going to be like the first time I've ever done one. And we'll Offroad, I think. We're going to like slow down the footage and make Hobo's footage not quite full screen, because it only records in 1080, and I didn't want to scale it up too much because the way YouTube compression works, it looks really bad. So, yeah, I apologize in advance for a little bit of a letterbox effect. But it was phenomenal. Like, we got a good laugh out of it, and you can hear us have those hearty chuckles by becoming a channel supporter. Information on how to do that is in the description down below. And then you'll gain access to the behind-the-scenes version of World Off-Road and other community videos, where they are less edited, so outtakes, bloopers, things that don't make it into the video just because they're cut for runtime, or like, you know, we have to go back up the mountain. We take that part out. All those type of things are in the behind the scenes video. It is ad free, so 0 ads always. I never turn on ads in those videos, and you get to hear our conversation in Discord instead of this voiceover. And also in the description down below is World Off-Road Bingo, which may be updated by the time this video goes live. If not this video, definitely the next. So if you've been using a bookmark for World Off-Road Bingo, you'll want to update your bookmark because it will change. Sadly, can't use the existing one. It's just the way the site works. So yeah, check this out. I'm going to go for a jump up and over the woodpile. Fail, but then Hobo just taps me back in and sends me flying. We're down 135. We're going to look at that again. There's 5 seconds of footage here, slowed down 50%. He just barely hit me. And look at that. Sent me sailing up and over that. Absolutely incredible. Anyways, most of the windows are gone. All the lights are missing. The hood, the right door, and the right fender fell off. Has bent wheels, the doors, and the remaining door. And the tailgate will not close. And there is body damage. We'll take a look at Hobo's support vehicle from the front and the rear. And while we're doing that, I want to thank you for watching Will It Off-Road today. There are thousands of things you could have done with your time, and you chose to spend it with me and Commander Hobo as we drove up and down the mountain and had a lot of fun doing so. Well, that's going to wrap it up. We'll be back next week. I forget with what. I don't know. Come back next week and find out. And until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.